The history of Patek Philippe. One of the first Swiss watch businessmen, Patek Philippe has been producing watches for more than 180 years. Patek Philippe has been in operation for approximately 200 years and has helped develop contemporary watchmaking. The company has always been privately held, and it has grown to be one of the most prestigious names in high-end watchmaking. Patek, Chapek, and Sia was the company's initial name when it was founded in 1839. Antoine Patek and François Chapek made pocket timepieces for affluent people in high society. Adrien Philippe and Patek first crossed paths in 1844, shortly after Philippe received a bronze medal for his keyless winding and hand-setting mechanism at the Paris Industrial Exposition. Patek and Philippe teamed up to form the company Patek Philippe in 1845. But it wasn't until 1851 that the company was given its current name, Patek Philippe and Sia. Initially, they produced pocket watches with Philippe's keyless winding and hand-setting technology. Along with the brand's name in 1851, this year also saw the company take its first step toward expansion. At the Great Exhibition in London, Patek Philippe not only displayed their pocket watches, but Queen Victoria also bought a pendant watch with diamond roses on blue enamel. Watches for women have long been a specialty of Patek Philippe. Patek's trip to America in 1851 was another noteworthy occurrence. He aimed to broaden and develop the brand globally. During this journey, he had the chance to meet Charles Louis Tiffany in New York, which led to the beginning of their ongoing partnership with Tiffany & Co. Only Tiffany & Co.'s name can be found on a Patek Philippe dial in America. Philippe was always leaning toward the technical end of watchmaking. He created the first pocket watch with a tourbillon in 1863, which was intended to help the movement resist the pull of gravity and maintain correct time. He also developed a mainspring with a sliding spring that releases stress when the spring is fully twisted, preventing breakage. Even after the passing of both Patek and Philippe, the company would keep an emphasis on creating new watch mechanisms and components. After Antoine Patek passed away in 1877, Adrien Philippe hired his son, Émile Joseph, to help run the company and train him. Adrien Philippe went away in 1894. To uphold the tradition his father and Antoine created, Joseph would put in a lot of effort. He collaborated with Henry Graves Jr., a successful American financier who loved Patek Philippe timepieces. In 1925 to 1933, Graves placed an order for a super complication pocket watch, which took 8 years to design, create, and deliver. It has 2 dials, 24 functions, and 920 parts, making it one of the most intricate timepieces ever created. These parts are now referred to as the Henry Graves Super Complication. When the Great Depression and other economic crises hit after World War I, Graves' commission made it possible for Patek Philippe to continue operating. However, the Stern brothers, Jean and Charles Henri, bought the company in 1932, fusing their reputation as a dial manufacturer with that of Patek Philippe. The first supplier of Patek Philippe's dials was Stern, and before the takeover, the two businesses had established a solid working relationship. The Sterns have pushed Patek Philippe to the pinnacle of watchmaking standards since 1932, with the introduction of new collections like the Calatrava, Ellipse, Nautilus, Aquanaut, and the 24. Subsequent generations have continued to lead the company. Henri Stern assumed the presidency in 1958. Philippe Stern succeeded him in 1993, and most recently, Thierry Stern did so in 2009. Additionally, the company has held the Patek Philippe Watch Art Grand Exhibition all around the world, providing an inside look at the Patek Philippe universe. This was presented in Dubai in 2012, Munich in 2013, London in 2015, New York in 2017, and most recently, Singapore in 2019. 5 little-known facts about Patek Philippe you should know. Number 1. The most complicated watch made by Patek Philippe is not the Henry Graves Super Complication. In 1989, in honor of Patek Philippe's 150th anniversary, the distinction of having the most intricate watch was established. The Patek Philippe Caliber 89, a sophisticated timepiece with 33 complications and 1,728 parts, is the watch in question. This required 5 years of research and a further 4 years of development, much like the Henry Graves pocket watch. Number 2. Before the quartz crisis, Patek Philippe used electronic movements. Patek Philippe received 2 patents for photoelectric table clocks in 1954 and 1956. 2 years later, the first entirely electronic clock was created and awarded the American Award for Miniaturization. To compete with the rising demand for quartz watches during the quartz crisis, the brand also used the Beta 21 movement. A number of Swiss manufacturers, including Rolex, employed this movement. The quartz movement is embraced by Patek Philippe. While other high-end companies have now stopped using quartz, Patek Philippe continues to make watches with the incredibly accurate technology, including the Ladies Nautilus, Aquanaut, Gondolo, and 24. Number 3. Every single thing is made in-house. Patek Philippe manufactures every component of their watches in-house, rather than using external vendors. This enables total control and the upholding of high standards. This is also the reason it takes years to produce extremely complex timepieces, like the Caliber 89. Additionally, all watches are hand-finished rather than using automation. Number 4. The first minute repeater wristwatch made by Patek Philippe was intended for women. A Mrs. D.O. Wickham was given a minute repeater in the Art Deco style in 1916, complete with a platinum case and a chain-link bracelet. Although the company has created minute repeater pocket watches or pendant watches in the past, this was their first wristwatch. This timepiece, a 5-minute repeater, would chime the hours, quarter hours, and then the closest number of 5-minute intervals. A 27.1mm platinum casing held the object. Not until nearly a century later in 2011, with the reference 7000R, would a ladies-only minute repeater be made available. Number 5. Patek Philippe's Department of Advanced Research combines tradition with innovation. In 2002, Patek Philippe invested in a brand new division with a clear focus on creating cutting-edge technology and unique materials. The manufacturer's motto is tradition and innovation, and this new division fits it perfectly. This division unveiled an escape wheel made of monocrystalline silicon in 2005. The absence of lubrication was made possible by the silicon's exceptional hardness, corrosion resistance, anti-magnetic properties, and lightweight. It's important to remember that Ulysses Nardin first began utilizing silicon in 2001 with the release of the Freak. After Patek Philippe introduced further silicon components as a result of this new material research, it encouraged other brands to employ silicon as well. A vacuum oxidation method called Silinvar, which was developed in collaboration with the Swatch Group and Rolex, was utilized to create the Spiromax balancing spring. Since then, Patek Philippe and other companies have kept releasing silicon components. There aren't many Patek Philippe watches available, and the brand has an air of luxury. Less than 1 million timepieces have reportedly been created since 1839. The most straightforward timepieces made by Patek Philippe are said to take 9 months to produce, while more intricate versions might take up to 2 years. Patek Philippe's artisans are extremely competent and trained, and everything is also finished by hand. 62,000 watches were created in 2018. Patek Philippe timepieces have a lengthy history and are very valuable to many collectors today. Even if monarchs and famous people own their watches, many collectors from many different fields possess a Patek Philippe. For a new or young collector, a Patek Philippe might be the holy grail or a joyous acquisition. Although 62,000 watches may seem like a lot, this is a really small portion of the production that companies like Rolex or Omega release globally. Additionally, this is divided among the more than 160 models and the 9 model families. Due to demand, purchasing a brand new Patek Philippe through an authorized shop may take some time. Let us know your thoughts. What do you think about it? Please click the like button if you think this tale is pretty cool. Visit our YouTube channel for more fantastic material and to chat with our community.